Have you been watching any new shows?
Well, I did watch that one. What was it called?
Money Heist.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one I sent you. My bad.
No. I'm not okay with this. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I got you.
I watched the whole season in one night. They were really short. They were like 18
Oh,
minutes.
okay.
But man, it was good. It was so
How
good.
many episodes was it?
I don't know. Maybe like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was gonna say if it was 32 18-minute episodes.
No.
That's dedication.
Yeah, No, it was so good though. It was really,
I
really
got
good.
you.
So you should check that out.
Definitely.
Oh, I watched the Centoya Brown
Yeah.
documentary last night. That was
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Really, really good. I don't know what else. How about you? Oh wait, yes, The Wrong Missy. It was a Happy Madison, Adam Sandler
Oh
production
yeah.
with David Spade. That was fucking hilarious. You should watch that. I just watched
The
it.
Wrong Missy.
The Wrong
Definitely.
Missy. It's very funny.
I I have been watching
Money Heist.
Money Heist. This show is amazing. I'm
Is
on
it good?
season 2 right now.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's
get a visual.
fantastic. Money Heist is great. As I told you before, Married at First Sight, hilarious. Too Hot to Handle, hilarious. But they just put Avatar: The Last Airbender back on Netflix.
Yep. Guess who's watching it?
Harper?
And Ellison.
Yeah. I am a happy man right now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That is my jam.
It's like a cartoon,
right?
right?
It is.
Yeah, they're watching that.
It is. Definitely. Shout out to all my friends listening that listen to that watch Avatar. And shout out to everybody that I don't know, but y'all still family because you listening.
Mm-hmm.
That's watching Avatar.
Yeah,
Avatar:
they've been
The Last
watching it
Airbender
constantly, and they laugh, and they're just loving it. So
it's fantastic.
Good.
It's a great show.
I thought of you actually. I was like, oh, that's the one he's talking about.
Yep.
Because you didn't like the movie, but you liked the series.
Yeah.
And Harper likes both. He was just like, ooh, I like them all.
The movie was trash.
Yeah, but now he probably likes this better because he hadn't seen this before,
Oh, okay. Got you.
The movie was the first thing he'd ever seen that was
okay. That's it. I was told that if you never watched the cartoon, but you watch the movie is good. But if you know the story, it's trash. I was like, okay.
He had no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Tweak it.
Yep.
Well, once again, guys, hello.
Hello.
We're Unapologetically Human, back again with another episode. I am Marcus.
I'm still Mandy.
And we got a lot in store for you today.
Yep.
Great episode.
So good.
And yeah,
we've had some good ones lately, man.
Yeah, we've had some really good topics. Shout out to Mandy for her recent topic choices that she was sending me, because them things finna be great. All right. So
controversial.
Yeah.
Like every single thing we say.
Yeah. I was watching Dave Chappelle, and
there you go.
He one of his stand-ups, he was like joking around about the LGBTQ I think that's it. Community.
LGBTQ.
Hella funny. He was talking about R. Kelly and the whole rapes and molesting thing. Hella funny. He was talking about everything. That's one of my favorite things about Dave Chappelle. He talk about everything, and it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He's like,
nope.
Right.
Nope. And I'm here for it. I've watched more Dave Chappelle in this time than ever in my life. Just gonna be honest.
That's funny. Yeah, I haven't been watching Dave Chappelle. I watched a really funny comic. I don't know what his name was. He was an Asian comic. He was hilarious though. The only thing I don't like about some of the I don't know, I feel like Asian comics a lot of times, I guess this is kind of how it has to be. I don't know, but they just make fun of their culture a lot. But I guess that's what a lot of comedians do in general. I don't know.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that today. Or it might be yesterday. But I was like, okay, Black comics or Black writers write about the Black experience.
Right.
Asian writers write about the Asian experience. I don't know. I've never seen any Latino or Latina writers, but I feel like they were right about the
That
Latino or
experience.
Latina experience. Yes, that experience. And so then I thought about white writers, and I was like, white writers be trying to write about everybody's stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like, why is a white writer writing about the black experience?
Past life?
Past life? Shut up.
I
I
don't
was a
know.
black man one day.
That's funny. One day. Just
One day.
That's funny.
Nah.
Funny. All right. You want to jump into our topic?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you remember what it is?
Nope.
Shut up.
I do.
Sometimes
No.
you really don't.
Yeah,
You'll
sometimes I have
text
to
me,
text
what's
you
our
because it's
topic? I'm
like,
like, oh, I swear.
yeah, it's all love though.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, guys, there's a lot of this going on of what we're talking about right now. We're gonna be talking about. There's a whole lot of it going on right now in society. And I really feel like this is what society is run on now.
All of society?
Pretty much like I feel like the people that don't run on this type of thinking are like more level-headed. They're probably hilarious.
Like us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is a good example of somebody that's not this.
Okay. So this, what we're saying, we're just never going to tell you what it is. Just kidding.
Nope.
Extremism, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give a definition. So the
Yeah.
quality or state of being extreme, the advocacy of extreme measures or views. So it's usually, it says political or religious. But it's an ideology that is considered to be far outside the mainstream attitudes of society.
Yeah.
So I was watching this really interesting video, World Science Festival. It was like different psychologists talking.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy said, it's a rigid dynamic belief system of people who see the world in black and white, and they've lost any sense of shades of gray. So I kind
Yeah.
of thought that was cool. That was good.
Yeah.
And this one guy was like, extremism is what your enemies do. You know, we are never extremists. So like, that's what they think. Like an extremist is like, I'm not the one being extreme. They are.
Yeah.
So yeah. So do you want to say anything about that part?
I mean, first off, extremism in general. I said this on the last one, I think. Extremism is so annoying to me.
You didn't say it in the last one. You said that to me on the phone.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's so annoying. Like, and I mean with any and every group.
Oh, I've got all kinds to talk to you about.
I will start with Christians, my people, my basis. What reason? This girl on her live yesterday, she called the bus driver her enemy. She used the verse talking about, I will make you a table in front of your enemy. She called the bus driver her enemy because he was trying to get her to put a mask on. And she was like, the definition of required isn't actually, it's the definition of required is actually a recommendation. I was like, those are two polar opposites. A requirement means you have to have it. A recommendation means you can have this. You know, it's
just
choice.
A suggestion, you know.
Yeah. No. So when she called the man her enemy, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
He your enemy? Scriptures say we don't even fight against flesh and blood. But he your enemy. Because he wants you to put a mask. You know how many deaths it's been since from public workers because people got on the bus with no mask, coughing and stuff like. He just looking out for his own health and the health of the people on the bus.
Agreed.
And you talking about he your enemy. I said that is a word right there. That is a strong word to use in that situation. So extremism is stupid. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you a little bit more background, crazy, on extremism. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You ready for it? Okay. there's some interesting stuff. So have you heard of identity fusion?
I don't know, but this keep going.
Okay. So it's a sense of self when you're in a group. Okay. So it's a loss of just an individual sense of self. So I passes into we. Okay. So it's a group that it's kind of like a separate, okay, this is how this one guy said it. You're in a room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say you're at a Dave Chappelle show. And
Hey.
and Dave's like, all right, you guys are on this side, you're the red team. You
Gotcha.
guys on this side, you're the blue team.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of like he draws these boundaries, and then you guys almost automatically have an identity fusion. Like you're fused with, okay, Marcus, you're the red team, I'm the blue team. So all of a sudden, we're not on the same team anymore. Like, just we're not. And so I'm identifying with my people, you're identifying with yours, even though you and I are closer than anybody else in this room. Doesn't matter because now I'm on this team. And it's
Gotcha.
kind of like you automatically start to identify with whoever you're grouped with, right?
Yeah.
And so they said that like in these psychological tests, like differences emerge like in a few minutes. And they even did a test where they hooked up somebody's brain waves and they saw it happen. It was really interesting. So that's one reason why it's saying like the core root of like political divides, religious beliefs, willingness to do violence, developmental experiences of childhood and individual psychology all play a part in that, but we all are definitely susceptible to identity fusion. And that's kind of how some of the extremist behavior starts. You hearing me, sir? I know you're operating right now. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So one type of extremist that I wanted to cover is hate crimes. You gotta say something, sir. He's nodding, but anyone who's not watching this video hasn't. They're like, man, he doesn't give a shit.
No, my bad. I'm trying to fix my mic, guys.
And I know that's what you're doing, but the listeners don't.
All right, so hate crimes. Yeah. So what do you let's talk about it. What's your thought?
Okay,
What do you
so
say?
violent extremism, right?
Yeah.
So directed at a person or a group because of their race, religion, color, gender identity, sexual orientation, disabilities. Hi, Donald Trump. Such as burning down religious buildings. What's that? Who's the dude that shot up the church that we were talking
Dickhead.
about?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't remember his name.
What'd you just say?
I said I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
I know what you said. Well, so those are all examples of hate crimes, right?
Yeah.
Can you think of anything that comes to mind?
Emmett Till.
Yes. Back in the day.
Jim Crow laws.
Yes. Which we covered in our freedom episode.
Yep.
Lasted for almost 100 years, even after the civil rights movement. 3 years after, right? Or 4?
Yeah. I think it was 3. Yeah.
Think about something not about Black people.
Oh, that's hard. Okay.
No, it's not. What about people that you're thinking of something horrible right now, aren't you?
I thought about when Jussie Smollett said that he got beat up by some white Trump supporters, but he lied.
Oh, for God's sake!
And it was like he organized it or something like that. They supposedly called him a gay N-word or something like that. It was they said the hard R. That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, don't do that.
It was hella funny.
Why did he do that?
When they kill, it's always about Black people. Every
it's
thought
not.
I'm having,
think about people here. I'm gonna help broaden.
no, every thought I'm having, even if I go to a different group, it's still like a Black person within that group. I'm like, dang.
Well, sure, they can be there, but it's what about outside of like Planned Parenthood? People that think that every single woman that goes into Planned Parenthood is having an abortion, so they have these insane signs that show like parts of babies being aborted on them.
What else
But
does
that
Planned Parenthood do?
Planned Parenthood, they
Yeah,
provide all OBGYN services. So you can go there for any type of like women's health.
I definitely thought it was just an abortion clinic.
Nope, learning something new every day. No,
Yep.
people like women who don't have a lot of money or need some sort of need birth control, need to have their first gynecological exam, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, they can go there, and it's a less expensive place, obviously, and a lot of people take advantage of it. So just because you're going in there doesn't mean you're seeking an abortion. It means you're seeking health
Help.
services
I got you.
for reproductive areas of your body.
Never knew.
Now you do.
Never knew. Yeah, see, I don't act like I know everything. I will ask the question, guys. So if you got a question, email it to me and I'm gonna ask.
And if he doesn't know, he'll ask me. If I don't know, I'll ask Google.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask somebody. I'm not gonna sit here confused.
But don't you think that's a great example of a hate crime? People are
Yeah,
crazy.
I got you.
I mean, there's so many people, like they blow up. Didn't they blow up some clinics? There's
I
people that
don't
have
even know.
blown up Planned Parenthood clinics. I think
I
they've
believe it.
shot doctors. I mean, these people are providing services
I
for
believe it.
underprivileged. So, psycho. Anyway, okay, so that's something. Okay, so then this was interesting. What do you think is the difference between hate and dislike?
A word.
No, you have failed.
um, the difference between hate and dislike. Um, man, I mean, of course, hate is stronger than dislike.
Right.
Uh, I think hate is in. I think that hate is an extreme dislike. It's just like
Oh, it's extremist?
it's just dislike on 10.
Well, do you think that the difference is also morality?
Explain.
Okay. So some of the very first groups to take advantage of the internet were hate groups. And they see themselves as some sort of like virtuous defenders of some sort of values, right? So they're thinking that they're being moral by trying to educate other people because they are believing that, we're considering it hate crimes, but what they're believing, they think is the moral, ethical way to view things. So they are reaching out, spreading their, in our opinion, bullshit, because it's a hate crime, but spreading their knowledge that they have about their beliefs so that they can recruit other people in. But they think what they're doing is completely moral and right. Is this confusing?
No, it's actually blowing me a little bit that
Mm-hmm.
they would think that it's like the
Yeah.
the the like their morality is saying, okay, now that I
Yeah.
think about it, okay,
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're gonna help you guys because you
yeah,
you don't see what I'm seeing, so I'm gonna help you.
yeah. It's like when people be talking about like I'm trying to think of something outside of black
Black people.
issues. I'm black. I don't know what to.
Well, that's where my brain goes all the time too, but I'm trying to think outside of it.
Yeah. So like when they talk about like Hispanics, like yeah, Mexicans gonna take
Yeah.
over the country.
You just went for another like group of people of color.
I don't feel like there's
Okay, what about a
any like
cult? A cult.
a cult doing what?
Just okay, here. We'll go back to cults. Nazis.
Okay.
There, Jewish people.
Yeah.
Germans.
They were killing everybody though.
Stop it.
They were.
I know.
They was killing everybody. If you wasn't blonde haired, blue eyed German.
Okay, here we go. Animal rights extremists.
And okay, let's revisit back to what we're pointing them to. The morality. Okay.
Hmm. So animal rights activists, that's a good one. Right?
Being extremists?
Are you insane? They will pour buckets of blood on, oh, not blood, but red paint outside of Neiman Marcus. They were doing that in Chicago for people that were wearing fur coats.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were doing that to show, like, hey, this is like, you killed that animal, you're wearing it, here's the blood on you. Like, but it was red paint.
They were dumping paint on people.
Yes.
I pictured people just like somebody walked out and they just threw it on the ground like, ah.
No, we're
Wow.
talking about extremists. You don't throw shit on the ground, you throw it on people.
I don't think anybody's throwing poop on the ground. Hopefully not.
Stop it.
That's crazy.
I know.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, but think about that kind of
You know
stuff.
how pissed I would be?
Yes, I mean,
You know how
me
hard
too.
it is to get red paint out of a beard? That's crazy. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to some more stuff against Black people. Okay, white supremacist extremists. Okay,
Of
so
course.
examples,
Hell is out
KKK,
there.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, distorted belief systems, the members of an inferior race should all be killed, is what they think.
Yeah, and
So,
that junk's pretty wild.
it's psychotic. That should still exist.
Oh yeah. Donald Trump's dad was a KKK member.
I know you're going to say that on every podcast.
I am. I want people to understand that. Like, and the KKK men, they don't just dislike blacks. Like, I can't think of a group that only dislikes blacks. That might be on the list. Like KKK members don't like blacks by no means.
No, I think you're on the top of the list.
Yeah, that we definitely on the top of a lot of lists. We definitely on the top of a lot of them. But like it's still like it's like just like with the Nazis, black people was on that list, but then it was also Jewish people. You got what are they called? Gypsies. It was our
My people?
gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they was taking over. They weren't just like they were taking over countries.
If you were not like pure
German.
Yeah. Aryan descent.
Yeah, they were trying to.
Then you're out.
Yeah, they took over what? Italy, Poland. They took
Everywhere.
over France.
I don't know. Probably.
No.
They're like, we'll take it all.
Learn more about the Holocaust, like in detail, than you do like anything else.
I'm not German. I mean, I'm not German. I'm not Jewish. I don't know. I care about it.
No. I'm saying like when I was in school, like in like high school, and elementary, and middle school, like we learned about the Holocaust like in supreme detail.
Oh, we didn't do that.
Pictures, and then like everything else wasn't like it wasn't taught the same way.
Well, remember, I went to a private Catholic high school.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that shit.
Public school.
See, you learn different things. They censor and tell us just not to have sex and show us weird videos and about reproduction and going to hell, and then you're taught theology all the time.
Yeah, Catholics be tripping.
Mm-hmm. Okay, environmental extremists. So destroying property, harming people if they need to protect the environment.
Man,
Pray.
I love animals and I love the environment, but I'm trying to think like, man, like would somebody listen to you though if you don't go with like this type of group like animal rights, environmental, like would they listen if you don't go extreme? Like I feel like sometimes you might have to go extreme. Now that I'm like kind of thinking about it, you gotta go extreme to really get an ear.
Like chaining yourself to like a bulldozer so somebody won't.
Yeah. Was that in B movie? No, that wasn't in B movie. What movie was that in?
It's in real life all the time, I think.
No, yeah, but I just can't think of it was a movie. All right.
I don't know. All right. Militia extremists. The U.S. government is a threat to the people and should be opposed by force.
That is some modern day stuff going on right now. I think that like back in the day, I think the militia mentality was like pretty like spot on, like back with like, American Revolution and stuff like that. That's how all of that even like came about, was because they started forming a militia to fight back against the redbacks, the lobsters. What else did they used to call them? I used to learn all these different words about the British soldiers. They called them the lobsters.
That's so weird.
That type of stuff. But why do I remember just these type of random things?
I don't know.
That's type of stuff to be on standardized tests. What do they used to call the British soldiers?
You're like, lobster.
Red crayons? I don't know. red herrings.
No, that's not what they call it.
But yeah, like would people listen? But oh wait, I just jumped back.
You did. What
With the
happened?
with the
Wow.
I just with the
You're like,
militia thing.
your
Yeah,
brain's a computer now. You're like, wait,
I glitched.
you glitched.
The But with the militia mentality, like back in the day, yeah, that was probably like really, but now it's almost dangerous to like the people around you.
Right. All right. Religious extremists. Violent attacks are needed to protect our beliefs from corrupting influences of certain people or countries. So religious extremists have kind of been a part of almost everything.
Everything. Crusades.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started learning about the Crusades, I was pretty thrown. Like I was like, y'all were literally going through like killing people if they didn't like accept your beliefs, bro. Like,
Yep.
and they were Christians.
Yes.
So I was like, it's like, yo, that doesn't even. I don't understand like how things like that get misinterpreted with the Bible.
There's a lot of misinterpretation of the Bible. And that
This is
is
true.
why we have religious extremists.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
This is very true.
Because people take stuff that they read and they're like the fucking crazy lady on the bus or trying to get on the bus.
Yeah.
She took a Bible verse and threw it in his face as like, hey, I know the Bible and what you're saying is wrong. No. I could recite anything from the Bible, but it doesn't mean it's applicable to the situation that I'm in right now.
And people like to take things from the Bible and try to make it applicable when
Yes.
you got to look at the who wrote it, the scenario like that it was written in. Like you got to understand like the covenant, like you got to understand stuff. That's why you study the Bible, guys. All right. Sick of it. Religious extremists. Because there's so many different like you got like jihadists, which are like jihad means holy war. I had a friend named Jihad back in the day.
You're like, what up, Holy War?
Actually, Fred and Sierra, my brother and sister used to call him Holy War. I was like, that's messed up.
It's funny though. I mean, his parents obviously knew that they're calling him that.
Yeah. But so you got like jihadists and that's like that's Muslim extremists.
Yeah, we got that.
You got like extreme Christians who like the Crusades and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of I know there's a extreme group for every religion, whether it be Buddhist. There was a Buddhist guy who got on a train and like blew some stuff up or something like that. I was like, "Isn't y'all about peace? That's not peaceful." That's supposed to be
but that's seen as like a sacrifice. You like your ultimate sacrifice.
No. Like it was. I think you told me about it. I think it was in one of our episodes. Might have been like one of the cult episodes or something like that.
Maybe people do some crazy shit.
Yeah, he like got on the subway and like blew everything up.
Are you sure I told you that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
This could have been in just like a.
It was on the religion episode.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
We'll have to think and check.
Nevertheless, though, yeah. What are your thoughts
about? I still have another one.
Oh, go ahead.
Anarchist. Mm-hmm.
That Batman?
Nope. Society needs no government or laws. Violence is necessary to create a society.
That doesn't add
up. Then you're not an anarchist. I think that I don't know. I think that extremists.
Go ahead, because I got to think about that.
Here, I'll tell you it again. Society needs no government or laws. Violence is necessary to create this society. So I guess everybody's just gonna run amok.
Yeah, so like you would just act a fool, and if you die, you like, hey, charge it to the game.
Yes. Well, I mean, okay, so you want anarchy, which is like chaos. So then after you use the violence to get rid of the government and laws, how do you get people to like chill out and stop being psychotic? Or is that just the point?
I don't know. That doesn't
You're
make
like,
sense.
we're done. Everybody calm down. They're like,
Nah, for what? Oh, anarchy! You're like, wait, we got to put a law in place. You.
yeah, Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
So I have
What are your thoughts?
my thoughts are people are fucking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy is all I got. I mean, I think people maybe everybody's searching for something to believe in and something to feel a part of. So that's why I don't know, maybe that's why they grasp on to these groups of people, and then before you know it, they drank all the Kool-Aid. I don't know.
That's a cult reference.
It's true. Well, extremists are kind of like in a cult, don't you think?
Yeah, I could see the parallels.
I mean, a lot of this shit is cultish behavior. And then like religious extremists, like um, David Koresh, Waco, Texas. I mean, I watched a whole thing about that, and it was really interesting. I mean, they were a little extreme with their religion. They didn't seem like they were like necessarily I don't know, a danger to anybody except for their own mental health, but they were super, super extreme with their beliefs, as which so many other cults are. You know, think about it. Who's the people? They all wore the same stupid shoes, and then they all drank something and killed themselves.
I don't remember what group it was, but when you said they drank the Kool-Aid, that's what that's from.
Oh, well, they drank Kool-Aid. Everybody drinks Kool-Aid.
What do you think is the line between a like extremist within the religious terms,
Yeah.
extremist, or just like really like believe something?
I think it might come down to some sort of violence, and it doesn't have to necessarily be physical violence, but because it could be verbal violence. You know, I just feel like people start attacking. And when you get to the point where you just want to attack somebody because they don't believe what you believe, that's extreme. So
So
it's some sort of version of violence.
so like a hate group would already be extreme just off
Yes.
tops.
Yes.
And then like the groups like religious organizations, like not the what was it, environmental groups and animal rights groups, those there's a level that they have to get to in
Oh,
order to
yeah.
be. I got you.
Yeah, because there's some animal rights groups like Greenpeace,
Yeah.
right? I don't
PETA.
PETA can be crazy sometimes, um but Greenpeace, I mean, they're just like trying to help the environment, right?
Hmm.
I don't really, they can be annoying sometimes when they call me 800 times asking me for money. But other than that, I'm not seeing a problem. Nobody's ever like, Greenpeace blew up. You know, no, they didn't. Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
PETA, I don't know. But yeah, like some of them will send really extreme videos, like of elephant and like torture and circuses, things like that. I remember getting some of this stuff, and that's kind of extreme, but I mean,
Hmm.
it's true. So let's just watch it if you want to. If you don't, throw it away. But I mean, they're trying to just kind of get their message out, and I think it's different than just trying to get your message out. It's trying to force your message on someone else.
So like there's a difference between extreme messaging and extreme action, and like what do you think?
Mm,
Or
yeah.
is it just extreme across the board?
No, I think there's levels a little bit. I mean,
Mm,
I think that a lot of groups kind of teeter on the verge of extreme, but I think the key element is some sort of violence.
gotcha.
What do you think?
Yeah, I was trying to kind of trying to think through it as you were talking. I think I would agree with you that when it comes down to a violence, like thinking about, because I was the reason I asked you about the religious organization type thing, because I was like, well, I'm pretty like I believe what I believe very strongly, but like I'm not finna beat
Yeah.
somebody over the head. Like even with
No.
my words, I'm not finna beat somebody over the head with this. So I was like, okay,
No, you're a good example because you and I are extremely close. You believe something extremely um I don't know, like you just really believe something, right? And
yeah,
I'm like, And so I'm not saying I don't, I'm not saying I do. I'm just not where you are. But
Mhm.
you and I can talk about it, and you can even just not talk about it. Like I mean, you've never thrown that in my face
Yeah, I got
or
you.
been judgy or anything
Mhm.
like that. So you're not trying, like so many people that tout that they are Christians are some of the most judgmental people out there, and just throw things in your face. And if you don't believe in something, it's like, oh, they're either coming from a good intention of like, oh, I'm going to help you, and just like in your face. And then
Yeah.
that's too much. That's extreme. Even though it could be coming from a good place. That's one version. And then the other version is just being outright like, well, you need to believe or you're going to burn in hell, you know?
I
And you're
like the
like,
fact
okay, thanks.
I like I like the fact that you said that it can't be coming from a good place.
Yes,
Cause
I
like
have
those
somebody in my brain right now.
I do too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know who.
Those groups that are okay for religious organizations, but then also um once again the environmental groups and
Hmm.
the animal groups, those are coming from a good place.
Right.
They just take some extreme actions sometimes.
Yeah.
So I got you. Yeah,
But
that's
like,
good.
well, like I'm a vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
Your brother's a
I thought you were
vegan.
about to say I'm a vegetable. I was like, what kind?
I'm a carrot. No. But you eat chicken in front of me all the time.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
I don't care. Like if
Yeah.
you want to eat a chicken, sure. I mean, I can tell you some of the crazy shit they do to chickens, and maybe I'll do
Yeah.
that to fuck with you at some point. But honestly, I don't care. Some people will
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna eat a hamburger." I'm like, "Go for it, dude. It's not going in my body and going to take me 5 days to digest. I don't
Yeah.
care." Like, like that's fine. I'm not going to like throw my beliefs at you. If you
Yeah.
want to know more about my decision, I can express that. But honestly, I don't care what you're
Yeah.
doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's what
that's a version, I think, of like I have a strong belief and a strong belief about the environment, but I'm not going to throw it on people because I don't want someone to throw their shit on me.
yeah. Well, I don't want anybody to throw their
Stop
poop on
it.
me. But that's one thing Fred said. He said he's vegan. And I might butcher this a little bit, but he's not he doesn't like necessarily like practice veganism or whatever.
Right.
Um, just because he was like, people are just so extreme with it. He was like just the degree that they take stuff to like just bothering people all the time and stuff like that.
Right.
It was just like he was like, I'm a vegan, I'm plant based, but I just the whole like veganism as deep as it goes and stuff. He was
Right.
like, and
Because it took
I'm sure he'll talk about that when we do the episode and everything. But yeah,
right. Because it's taking something to like this extreme where it doesn't need to be. Because what that is like you're trying to force something on someone,
yeah,
whether it's violence, whether it's words, whether it's whatever. Like
yeah,
you're trying to force on someone. And I think trying to force people into anything usually backfires if it's a fairly intelligent individual you're trying to force it upon.
yeah.
So
Anything, I'll completely agree to that. Anything.
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna run away. You'll just crawl right inside your sweatshirt. You're like a turtle, and there's your shell. um, so I have a couple examples of some shit that's happened. I think this is no, maybe not. Okay, so this is a religious one, but in 2012, a white supremacist named Wade Michael Page. Okay, you are so right that everybody who's crazy and white has three first names.
I told you. Told
it's
you.
it's three first names, right?
Yeah. Have I ever steered you wrong?
No, not with that. I mean, don't ever name your kid something crazy like that because Wade Michael Page, he fucked. So he opened fire at a Sikh place of worship near Milwaukee in 2012. Six
Mhm.
people died, four were wounded. He injured a police officer who was shot multiple times trying to save people. And then he took his own life after being wounded by that said police officer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Very.
World Trade Center. Violent extremists targeted World Trade Center at two different times. Killed a ton of people, right?
Mhm.
Ski resort in Colorado. What? This one's nuts. So in 98, environmental extremists torched and destroyed a ski resort in Colorado.
Why a ski resort?
I don't know. Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so it says the attack cost $24 million in damages. Damn. Most of those involved have been captured. They sabotaged, firebombed other symbolic structures nationwide. They destroy universities, government buildings, car dealerships, and new homes. Probably because they didn't want a ski resort to take up, this area in Vail. They were probably like, no, you're not going to build on this beautiful nature. And so they blew it up and caused $24 million worth of damage and then went to jail. That's smart.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, and then they're like, oh, fuck this car dealership. Why did you build on this area right here? Blow it up. Okay, blowing something up is not going to help the environment.
By no means.
No.
No means at all.
Nope. Federal building in Oklahoma City. Oh, Timothy McVeigh. You know Timothy McVeigh?
No.
Oh, God. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Americas. 1995, anti-government
I wasn't even born.
extremists. Doesn't mean you don't have to know history. Mr. I know everything about the Holocaust. Shut up.
That's because that's what we was in elementary school. They was like, yo, forget these alphabets. Let's learn about the Holocaust. I was like, I'm in kindergarten. Come on now.
You're like, I don't go to Jewish temple. Okay, so, well, what he did was he put a bomb in a truck outside of the federal building in Oklahoma City. This is a big, like a big story. 168 people were killed, including 19 kids. Dang. Hundreds of other people were injured. And then, so then he went to prison. But yeah, he's a white dude. I mean, if this was a black person that did this, you would have been shot on sight.
Big time.
No, they took him to prison.
No.
They're like, let's just go.
No, he would have been shot before he even pulled up. Before he even pulled up in the truck. While he was thinking about it. They would have been at his door. Mr. Wade. And then they would have came in. They wouldn't even knew that he was doing something. They just would have bust in. It would have been the wrong house.
You look suspicious.
They're looking for somebody else, and they bust in the wrong house and just so happened to find something. That's what would have happened if he was black.
Yep. Okay. All right. Do you know how people recruit for violent extremist groups?
They usually go out with cookies and brownies, and they say,
"Pot brownies?
Want to join our club?"
That could be true.
That's how you would get me. You want me to do something extreme with you? Bring some cinnamon rolls. Some cinnamon rolls. I promise you.
I was going to say a cookie or a brownie is not going to do it for you. But you'll take a
cinnamon rolls. You bring some cinnamon rolls. I'm slapping babies for some cinnamon rolls.
I took you cinnamon rolls.
You should have asked me to slap a baby.
No, because you do it anyway. I'm not asking you to slap.
Punch an old lady in the throat for 3 cinnamon rolls. I'll do it for 1.
Such a freak. Well, instead of doing that, the internet, big deal. Cell phones and flyers. That seems antiquated a bit. A flyer.
Yeah.
Join our group.
KKK members used to like call people. Actually, we used to be on the bus, like on our way to school, and somebody would have like the white knight number, and they would call the number, and you would hear them. You've reached the KKK member White Knights organization.
Are you kidding?
If you'd like to be a part, press 1. If you'd like to leave a message, press 2. If you're a black nigger, get off the phone. And you'd be like, whoa!
Are you kidding?
It's something like that. I don't remember if they said the black part. But there's literally a number you would call and, hello, you've reached the KKK White Knights. We couldn't get to the phone right now. It was like it was a normal day or something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, okay, extremist. Fucking lunatics. Ugh. All right. Anything else you want to say? Because I've got something interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Watch the video. We can go on pause. Watch the video that I just sent you.
That was good. The dyslexia thing was fucking hilarious.
But that's literally how today's society works. So there's a video, and it's a group of people, and they asked the guy to take a picture for them. And so the guy is like, oh yeah, sure. So he's like, all right, on the count of 3, everybody say cheese. And then the girl's like, oh, I'm vegan. He's like, okay, everybody say tofu. And then this guy, he's like, actually, tofu is not good for you. Any doctor will tell you that it's bad for your testosterone levels. And then the next person, and then he's like, all right, so why don't we all just smile? And then
if one more asshole asks me to smile.
yeah, and then he's like, all right, let's just count back from 3. And he's like, oh, do you want dyslexics to And the reason I did an English accent is because it was everybody was from it was an English accent when they were speaking.
Yes.
I don't know where these niggas was from, but then they just kept going on, and everybody was just like being irate, like, oh, like you can't say this because this issue, you don't do this because this issue, and this and this and that and that and that and that, and it was just another thing after another. And I'm gonna post this video on our page, so feel free to go You Human Podcast.
It's hilarious
on Instagram, and you'll be able to see it there. You on the Instagram and Facebook, but that's literally society, and that's the extremism I'm talking about. That's the type of extremism I'm talking about that gets on my nerves. Everybody's got like some type of
a problem with everything.
The problem with everything. With everything. Somebody always mad. Don't say cheese because I'm a vegan.
Who gives a fuck?
Why can't I say cheese? Let's count back for some 3. Oh, you want the dyslexic people to be left out? As funny as that is, I wasn't even thinking about dyslexic people when I said
I wasn't either, but when he said it, that was just awesome.
Yo, so that's the type of extremism I'm talking about. Why everybody got to have a problem with everything?
I don't know. Everybody has a problem with everything all the time. It's annoying.
It's the whole, like, the whole world. Everybody always has a problem. But somebody always mad. You know how much energy it takes to be mad about something? It takes a great deal to stay mad about something. Like when you mad in that moment, it don't take that much energy because you already mad. Your emotions are matching with it. But when you want to stay mad,
like stay pissed off for an extended period of time.
Somebody just bought you a new phone, but you mad about this situation that happened a year ago, so you still like, yeah, appreciate it. But really, you want to be like,
right?
People always mad. So what are your thoughts about that? People always mad? Just tell me your thoughts.
Everybody needs to take a fucking chill pill. I'm going to create one. Patent that shit. I wonder if people would take it.
Probably not.
Again, stop forcing your bullshit on people.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Like, that's one thing. Like, I just don't care. I don't think anybody cares that much. Well, no, people care. But if you stop caring so much about shit and we make that more universal, maybe we'd have less of this extremist thought processes and feeling as though we need to change people to fit into a mold, because that's why we're all individuals. That's why we're all unique and different, because we don't fit into a mold. So stop trying to get everybody to fit in your boxes, because how boring would that world look?
That and stop being so offended about everything. We live in a hyper offended world. People are offended before the offense even can happen. See, you're looking for a reason to be offended.
Be offended for things that matter. Be offended when your friends who don't look like you are not treated fairly. Be, color wise is what I'm saying, dumb people. Just kidding. Be offended if somebody bullies your child. Like, deal with that. But pick your battles. That's kind of, maybe that's the theme. Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. Like, man, like, because it happens a lot in comedy. I think there's a fine line between a quality joke that's like, comedy isn't meant to like like literally
It's
comedians
not
are
PC.
making comedians are making fun of people, situations, all that all the time. Like it's not meant to like be inclusive or something like that, like all the time. It's
Right.
meant to make people laugh. Things are funny.
That's why we have this podcast.
Yes, stuff is funny.
It
I
is
laugh
funny.
at black people all the time, black situations, black reactions. I laugh at it all. I'll be like, yo, you doing a little bit much. I can't even fake it right now. You do a little bit much. All right.
Mhm.
I laugh at everything and everybody. There's a fine line between like a ignorant joke
Mhm.
and comedy.
Yeah, like the other day we were talking about this company that plants a tree when you buy something from it, and you made fun of me in
Yeah.
like 5 different ways.
Yeah.
I didn't get mad. I agreed
No.
because it was
Yes.
funny.
Like
Because I was like, I
why
love trees and
why
plants.
always be offended? Why always find an offense in everything? Like there's a lot of comedians that have like been attacked and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, yo, this is a comic. It would be different if all he's talking about is your group all the time. If there was a white comedian that only makes fun of black people,
That's a problem.
I would be like, come on now. Anybody else seeing this?
Yeah.
If there was a comedian that's only making fun of like the LGBTQ community, I'd be like, yo,
Like, calm down.
come on, y'all. Like
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. But like the whole like cancel culture that we live in, where everybody's getting canceled for random things, like you there's certain things you can and can't say
Right.
because it'll offend somebody. Somebody's always gonna be offended at some point,
Always.
no matter what.
Always.
If I go to somebody and I say Merry Christmas, and that was in the video as well. That was in the video as well. They said something and it was like, oh, he said he got irritated. He's like, Jesus Christ. And it was like, I don't know what religion has to do with
Yeah.
this. He was
Yeah.
like, I'm an atheist, so triggered.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
Trigger warning.
What? Like,
Yeah.
yo. I can name a lot of groups. I want to say feminist, but I think it's more so like new age feminists, like the feminists that
Like over the top.
yeah, like they can get when a feminist is extreme, oh, they're extreme. Like you don't even want to have a conversation with them because it's like
Right.
everything you saying,
Yeah, you're
you're
wrong.
this terrible. I'm like, yo, I'm literally just trying to have a conversation to understand. I remember I asked somebody a question and they went on me, and I was like, I'm literally just trying to figure something out.
Yeah, but not everybody can do that. Like they can't have a conversation and learn from each other. They have to have like they need a box, they need to stand on it, and they need to tout their beliefs. And you better just listen and take it.
That junk is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I like what you said at the beginning of all of this. You said that we live like people are like in a black and white on the black and white spectrum of things. And I my mind went straight to politics because I think people get stuck in this box of like you either got to vote Democrat or Republican, Democratic or Republican.
You don't even know.
And so
you're like, I don't know, whatever.
And so you have those are the only type of ways you can vote or whatever.
Like
and
your
it's
only
like
choices for political parties.
yeah. And then not only that, that's your only way of thinking. Like
Sure. Well, that again is choosing red or blue.
yes.
Yes.
That's exactly where my mind went. And so I was just like, man.
And
like,
you get in that group and you're like, I'm not I'm we.
You're consistently fighting each other.
Yep.
And it's just like, yo, that's like the whole issue.
Well, that's why shit doesn't get passed and shit doesn't get done because it's like, no, you're a Republican. No, you're a Democrat. Headbutt. It's like, okay, can we just think about the issue and like, let's put some of this bullshit behind us for a second and just focus on like the bigger picture.
Like you gotta be able to find a middle ground with things. Like there's like I don't like Donald Trump. By no means.
I do.
But there are areas of like the Republican Party that I would match up with.
Sure.
I'm Christian. I match up with the Republican Party. I'm black. I match up with the Democratic Party.
Please.
I'm not like either side. I'm a mix. Everybody is a mixture. Everybody has a mixture of ideals and thoughts.
Yes.
And we always try to create this cookie cutter like place of like where we don't let people be, like you said earlier, we don't let people be individuals.
Right.
We don't let people think for themselves. Everybody has to set into this gingerbread cookie cutter, and if anything else that bleeds outside that gingerbread cookie cutter needs to be cut off, because you need to be just like this, you need to think just like this, you have to be just like this. Like, I can't understand a black Trump supporter.
I was just gonna say, do you remember that thing I sent you about that black Trump supporter?
Yeah, I can't.
I loved it. You were like, I'm confused. I'm confused.
It confuses the mess out of me. But I can have a conversation with a black Republican.
Sure.
Like,
I can have we can both have a conversation with anybody. It doesn't matter.
with anybody, but just the black Trump supporter just blows me a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah,
but we're not gonna freak out on somebody because, and I mean, we might express an opinion, but then bye. Let's do something else.
Because that is just those teams, man.
Okay, well, I've got something good. So speaking of opinions and like just everything you just said, I took it upon myself yesterday to ask about 15 different people ranging from 22 to 80 what they viewed extremism to be. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like surprising you, so I don't tell you. Okay. So the first one said this. I'm reading it how they wrote it to me because it's just funny. Okay, so right now I say that people who won't wear masks because they don't like telling them what to do. Alabama, right now, the only people wearing them are literally people from St. Louis. Oh, I don't know who she's talking. She's talking about somebody in Alabama. The only person wearing them is from St. Louis.
Weak.
The rebellion is in America's DNA, but not learning or believing data is stupid, just like the Trump supporters not using rational thought. So that's one. And whenever people wrote me these, I just said, thank you for your input. Like, there was no, I feel this or whatever. I just wanted to get stuff. This one's so funny. Gluten avoiders, and not the ones that have legitimate medical reasons. This person said their sister and their family avoid gluten. The husband says that it tingles behind his ear when he has gluten. And she says that she actually has kids with allergies, and that kind of belief and thought drives her crazy because they're just trying to fit into a box again, but they don't have any gluten allergies. They're just like, oh, who have an ear tingle? What?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Okay, and then the last thing they said was religious folks who bash others and go off on people, the very people they're supposed to be nice to and love. You can't have it both ways. If you're going to preach to me that you're saved, then be nice. I'm no theologian, but I'm pretty sure Jesus was saying to be nice to people. Anything you want to say about any of that?
I have spoke my piece about my Christian brothers and sisters.
So you agree. Okay.
Yeah.
This person, cult culture is what jumps to my mind first. Second, any behavior that is rigid that creates harm. So say brushing your teeth is good for 2 to 3 times a day for 2 minutes. But if you're very rigid and you do it every hour for 10 minutes, then you're going to have problems. I loved that one because I was like, that's perfect. Like, you could even say brushing your teeth. Yeah. You could be an extremist.
Yeah. I used to take I had an OCD time.
Yeah, I know.
Where I was brushing my teeth 3 times a day.
I do brush my teeth 3 times a day.
I was taking like 2 or 3 showers a day. It was a weird time for me.
I do brush my teeth 3 times a day though.
It was I don't think 3 times a day is bad though.
No,
I would brush
10 times.
Teeth. Yeah, I would brush my teeth a lot. It was in 8th grade. Where a lot of boys are forget hygiene. I was like, no, nigga, hygiene. We over here with hygiene, all right?
You're still kind of weird about hygiene. But
yeah, I couldn't. Oh man,
you're a little weird about it. You shower every day.
Yeah.
And you brush your teeth every day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like teeth and tongue. What are you talking? Yes.
I'm just kidding. I know you're a freak. Paul Holes, that detective, he takes a shower like 3 times a day.
Respect it.
I mean, but I think I've told you about this before. I think he has like some psychosomatic thing going on, like because he worked around such like ugliness and dirty like behavior all the time. I think he's trying to like wash his soul clean. I'm telling you.
Right.
You know what I mean, though? I
Yeah.
think it's like in his brain. I think
Like a
he's just like,
psychological factor. Yeah,
yeah,
I
he's
got
like,
you.
yeah, get clean.
Yeah.
Still not there. Okay, I've got more. Okay, a couple people said that, um, like body modifications. That's what came to their mind. So doing anything to like fit into society to like
Yeah.
an extreme point.
Yeah, I was
This
thinking about
one,
that. Oh,
oh,
my
go ahead.
bad.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was like Instagram models, like all of them look just alike. Like
Mhm.
when you're just like scrolling down Instagram and just seeing like the, quote unquote, like the ideal like Instagram models or ideal people or whatever, all of them look just alike. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like skin tone, everything. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's stupid. We're fitting into a little mold again.
Yeah.
Okay, this one was interesting. So depends on the view. We needed the extremist white women chaining themselves to doors when they fought for the vote. That helped women say, well, I'm not going to do that, but I'll march in the parade. Extremists are necessary for movement and activism. That's how we get to actual change. Their rigidity is a necessary component. The more nuanced ideology bears weight that wouldn't have otherwise. So yes, it's both, and we need them both for change.
Yeah. I
So what do you
got
think
you.
of that? So that person is saying that like we need some extremist behavior.
No, yeah, I think it points to what we were talking about earlier, where we pretty much said like sometimes extremism is like it comes from a good place, and it can have like oh, that's what we said, like would somebody listen to you if you weren't extreme in that moment?
Right, in certain situations.
Yeah, and so I think that yeah, at some points it just might be necessary to
Right.
be that extreme.
At
You,
some points, but
yeah,
so much of it I'd say is no.
yeah,
Um
all the time.
okay, somebody else said vegan.
Mm.
Um KKK white nationalists, extremists, crazy ass white folk. I got that one.
Hey,
Money that should be spent on public services and gun rights.
I don't.
Interesting. This one says, this is a very sensitive topic and touchy subject, but I feel like a lot of transgender people have become extremists. I'm thinking about a cousin of mine in particular, and in my opinion, some transgender people are extremists, as well as some of the people who oppose the transgender population.
Yeah,
So I see
I'll
that.
agree. Yeah, I'll agree to that. Both sides can be super extreme.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people said white power, anti-immigration.
Yeah,
I mean, hello, I'm going to build a wall.
yeah. The whole the
That's
whole Donald
extreme.
Trump campaign.
That's kind of extreme, right?
All of Donald Trump's words are like we have the most tests. We are the best country, and everything is like the highest of
Yes.
everything. Is super. He's
It
an
might be
extremist.
because he doesn't know
Words.
somebody. Well,
I'll agree to that.
yes, words. And some people, somebody said, like, I can't remember, it's not their exact words, but like, he does not have the information. He doesn't know. And they're like, he's embarrassing himself at these press conferences and at these um, events that he's like keeps talking, even for like the coronavirus. He doesn't fucking know. And then he's just like, we have this and and you're like, dude, what? Did you hear my question? Because that's nope.
Not even what I asked about.
Nope. He's like, it's the best. Okay. Um. Okay, that's the same one. Let me see if I have any others that are different. Oh, somebody said to me, it's the extent Democrats have gone to show their hate for Donald Trump.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think that's an interesting take. I think both groups are extreme. I think that I can't think of any type of things that have been done to show like that it would be extreme,
Mhm.
that they don't like Donald Trump. So I would like to know like what exactly they're thinking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, because I'm sure it probably does someplace, but
Right.
I just can't think of anything. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's like, that seems one sided. I'm not gonna lie. It seems really one sided.
Sure. Well, that's the end of what I got.
Those are interesting. What would you ask them again?
I said, what does the word extremism or extremist behavior mean to you? Or like what comes to mind?
Got
This is
you.
what they said. Very
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you Jason's because his is like a fucking dictionary definition. I was like, okay, dictionary. He was like, what? I'm like, okay. It's pretty much everything we've been talking about this whole time. So yeah. So I think that we covered this pretty well.
Yeah. If I had to give a quick summary,
Go ahead. Give me your cliff notes.
I would say, yo, be your own person, be comfortable in being a blend of things. Democratic and Republican.
Will you stop saying Republic?
I don't know why I do.
I don't know why I do.
Just be comfortable in having mixed thoughts about stuff. All right.
Yep. You don't have to. I don't think anything's ever going to make complete sense to anybody. So just like go with your changing thoughts and feelings and your evolution.
Yeah. Like this is a thought I had earlier. So, yeah, there's a verse that says like, no. The verse says it's better to be hot or cold, not lukewarm. And so that verse again is pointing to your salvation and like your the way you're
Like your
living.
belief system
Yeah.
on religion or on him.
Yeah. Don't be hot or cold. I mean, don't be lukewarm in the middle, like just be yes or no. Right.
Gotcha.
It's like it's better for you to be yes or no than to be lukewarm, is what the verse is pointing to. So if anybody's thinking about that, that's what the verse is saying. It's not saying that you can't have like a myriad of thoughts and opinions going on
Right.
in your head about like the different things going on in society.
Or you're an extremist.
Yeah.
You
That's
should turn
not
this off.
yeah, that's not what that is saying.
That's
But
funny.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That was a great Cliff Note summary.
Gotcha. So again, guys, thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Unapologetically Human.
Your favorite podcast.
If you would like and or love to stay in contact with us, as we would love to stay in contact with you, definitely hit up our website, www.uhumanpodcast.com. All right, you can find
easy.
Everything you want and need on there, whatever you're looking for: blog, merch, YouTube channel, all of our streaming sources. You can find our social medias, all the episodes,
everything
you want is on the website. All right, www.uhumanpodcast.com. Go there, find everything you want. Hit us in our Gmail, uhumanpodcast@gmail.com.
Subscribe to our email list on the website.
On our website. Subscribe to our website. Stay in touch with everything Unapologetically Human. Never miss a beat. Ba-doom-doom-doom. And we will hear from you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys.